It seems like social media and Twitter have become intimately linked with advocacy, with politics, with public policy over the last 5 or 6 years. Have you been surprised at how intertwined all of those things have become since Twitter came out 5 or 6 years ago, or did you expect it to become the way it's been with all of those things?
We've been surprised at the velocity and also the canvas it's provided for the diversity of uses. So we started by tweeting about what was happening around us and following what people were doing that we cared about. But people do everything from tweet about having what they're having for breakfast to news article to a revolution that they're currently in, and everything in between. And that's been amazing to watch. So I think anytime you provide a communication channel, anytime you provide a venue, the right communication is going to find a way to be there and to thrive in that. And if policy and politics and governance is what we need to talk about, that's what we're going to talk about. But it really depends on the segment and the type of people that you're looking at. And the most amazing thing is it changes tweet by tweet. We didn't build a technology just for politics. We didn't build a technology just for music. We built something for everyone, right? And everyone uses it in a very, very different way. And what's most amazing is they actually change how they use it almost on a daily basis, which is stunning and really speaks to the power of being able to evolve and mature quickly.
You kind of alluded to when I asked my question that social media, not just Twitter, but other things are being used in revolutions around the world, in the Arab Spring, for example. Why do you think that's occurred, and how effective do you think it is at fostering that, even further change of possibly overthrowing a government?
I think the reason we chose 140 characters is because the 160 character limitation of SMS. And the reason SMS was so important and why we did that is because it could work on any device on the planet. So a $5 cell phone in the middle of Kenya could have the exact same conversation, participate in the conversation that Justin Bieber was having with his iPad, right? And that dynamic range is really, really important because it truly levels the playing field, and it means that the merit of the idea and the content is the most important thing. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you are. You can still participate and you can still have massive impact. And the only reason I know this to be true is you see it every single day on Twitter. There was a guy who had 30 followers who happened to be in a boat on the Hudson River, and he had his iPhone with him, and a plane landed in the Hudson, and he took a picture of it. And within 10 minutes, his picture was an international conversation. He beat CNN to that story, right? One individual with 20 followers, he got 100 more followers after that. But that one tweet, that 140 characters in that picture, became a global conversation. That's really magical. That's really powerful. So when people see that potential and they see that can happen, that means it can happen to anyone, right? And a lot of what we see with public figures and on Twitter is it gets really it really changes the dynamic for them when they start replying to people and when they loosen their guard a bit. One of my favorite people on Twitter right now in this regard is Rupert Murdoch, right? So Rupert Murdoch started with no followers, and he got on and he started just tweeting his opinions, and then suddenly he started learning how to reply to people, and he did this really interesting thing where he had all these people complaining to him that they weren't getting the Wall Street Journal, and in the morning it wasn't being delivered for whatever reason, and he replied to one person, it'll be fixed tomorrow morning, and tweet at me if it's not fixed. And then the next morning, got my paper, right? So it's just little stuff like that for very public figures to really go down and be human again, and to go off the pedestal and to engage in conversation that changes people's perception of who he is, right? Obviously, he has a lot of people think very specific things about him, and he can actually be seen as a human again.